We are now, of course, joined this morning by the National Coordinator Education Rights Campaign. He's a rights activist, Hassan Soweto. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, and thanks for having me.
Great to have you. All right, let's quickly get your thoughts, on the protest so far. It's been 5 days, or to today's day 6. It seems like it's calm across Nigeria. Is this what you were expecting?
Definitely not. We were expecting that despite the imposition of a condition of hunger and hardship in Nigeria, that the President Tinubu government will still recognize and sustain the right of every Nigerians to be able to express themselves. So that it was a shock to us when even that right was practically taken away from us, by the government. And that is why we have seen a situation whereby a protest which was meant to last for 10 days, in order to provide sufficient time for all of the Nigerian people and youth who are affected by the economic policies of the government to express themselves. But the government kept on using the police and security agencies to frustrate protesters in every state, thereby leading to a situation where we have seen in the north, killings of protesters by security agencies. And in places like in the south, especially in Lagos, where I played a role at Ojota, occupation ground, we saw a situation whereby police confined us to one place and completely annulled our right to freedom of movement. But beyond that is the fact that the confinement of protesters to one place in Lagos meant that every other hungry Lagosian who wishes to have a say and to express their displeasure could not get to Ojota. Those in Epe, Ikorodu, those at Songwater, because you are talking about a condition of an hungry man. If somebody has to now travel a distance, spending 1,500 on transport, in order to come and put up their demands to a government, then you can be sure that that will be impossible. But that was what was done in a place like Lagos. So that we must clearly say that the Tinubu government has demonstrated over the past 5 days that it wants to enslave Nigerians.
No, but I mean, also, are you impressed with the turnout, regardless of what you've mentioned now, that the protest was meant to be restricted to certain areas? But were you impressed with the turnout here in Lagos and in other parts of the country?
Under the circumstance of the struggle in Lagos, I must commend all the Nigerian youth and the Nigerian people who have been coming out since Thursday, because they came out against all odds. And at least on 3 occasions, many of our people were attacked by thugs and miscreants and suffered huge injuries that the state is not even talking about. In other parts of the country, we must commend Nigerian youths and people who have been coming out. The pictures and videos of the movement in this part continues to inspire us, those of us in the south, that our day will still come when the Nigerian people will be strong enough to end this condition of slavery and servitude that the President Tinubu government fully represents.
All right, and also talk about, your reaction to those who say that the protest was hijacked and that, necessitated the need for curfews. For example, in Plateau State, I think Kano also has a curfew. Kaduna State also, has a 24-hour curfew. Do you agree that, it was hijacked by criminals, and so it was necessary that government stepped in to protect lives and property?
Criminals don't hijack protests. There has been no such time in the history of our country that criminals have hijacked protests. There have been protests in this country for more than 20 years. It is the government that hijacked protests using a number of lumpen elements to do their bidding. 4 years ago, during ENDSARS, those who came to attack protesters came in BRT buses, and they had in their hands shining machetes, newly bought, Even in the protest in Lagos over the past 5 days, the thugs that came on different occasions to attack us were mobilized by people that are close to the governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu government. So that from that point of view, the only reason why the protest in Lagos did not go in the direction of a riot was because those of us who are the organizers studiously fought all of the effort by the government using this element to turn our protest into something else. And that's why I'm happy that your correspondent on the field mentioned the role of one so-called barrister JP, who was sent to the protest ground on Sunday, where a majority of the organizers were not on ground, to declare the protest suspended. Do you realize that the chief press secretary or the Lagos State governor actually issued a statement based on that individual's very false declarations? The individual is not known to us in the protest. It was clearly sent by the state. These are ways that the government hijacks protest. So whatever has happened across the north, the responsibility should be put at the doorstep of President Tinubu. And that's why we say that President Tinubu will pay for the lives that have been lost across the country over the past 5 days.
All right. Thank you very much for stopping by. And we, of course, would see how things turn out in the next couple of days and in the near future. Thanks for your time.